The Hanuin, jade belt, a treasure Ying Yuan has cherished for 2,000 years, is suddenly found destroyed. The immortal attendant is terrified, knowing how much it means to the emperor. Seeing his panic, Yan Dan steps up and decides to take all the blame. The attendant, relieved but worried, brings her before Ying Yuan to confess. Meanwhile, a darker plot is unfolding. The demon elder Zhang Yi is stirring up trouble within the demon clan. He even seduced the former head of the Myafa Pavilion, manipulating her with false affection. Blinded by love, Siquan conspired with him to steal a powerful artifact from the 9 heavens.
Marshal Woad and his celestial soldiers tried to stop them, but were quickly overwhelmed.
Desperate, Woad sent for Ying Yuan. Ying Yuan arrived just in time, Islia overpowering Zhang Yi.
Clan, decimating Zhang Yi and his entire army.
In his final moments, Zhang Yi stared in disbelief as he realized the truth. Ying Yuan, the revered emperor of the 9 heavens, was a descendant of the Asura. The story of Ying Yuan's past is a tragic one. His father, a member of the Asura clan, had enchanted a fairy, who then gave birth to Ying Yuan. His mother, realizing the consequences, chose to sacrifice herself, taking her husband with her in death. Before she died, she entrusted her infant son to the heavenly emperor to protect the child. The emperor erased the black markings on Ying Yuan's forehead, the telltale sign of his Asura heritage, forever hiding his true identity from the world. After quelling the rebellion, Ying Yuan sought help from the new demon lord, Shuangshan, to stabilize the demon clan. He then returned to report to the heavenly emperor, expressing his concerns. Zhuangsheng was a free spirit with no interest in power. Ying Yuan worried that the ambitious demon elders would exploit this and overthrow him, creating a massive threat to the 6 realms. The emperor agreed and tasked Ying Yuan with monitoring the demon clan. Back in the heavens, Sixuan's fate was to be decided. For her affair with the demon Zhang Yi, she was sentenced to execution, with the emperor himself overseeing it. Ying Yuan pleaded for her life, and the emperor offered a deal. If Sixuan repented, he would spare her, banishing her to the mortal realm instead. But Sixuan was unrepentant. She defiantly pointed out the hypocrisy of the heavenly laws. Enraged, the emperor condemned her for betraying everything for a love that led to chaos. He turned to Ying Yuan, warning him not to be soft-hearted. The 6 realms may seem peaceful, but everyone is waiting for him to make a single mistake. He warned Ying Yuan never to be enslaved by love, or it would bring about a catastrophe. Ying Yuan tried to reason with Sixuan one last time, telling her Zhang Yi never even mention her before he died. But Sixuan didn't care. She shot back, even questioning if Ying Yuan had ever felt anything for her. With no other option, Ying Yuan gave the order for her execution. He then rushed back to the Yangsu Heavenly Palace, where he found Yandan kneeling, waiting for her punishment for the destroyed jade belt. As he approached, he was shocked to see her trying to fix his overturned tortoise incense burner. He realized with a start that the person kneeling before him, the one who took the blame for everything, was the same quirky fairy who was. Ying Yuan punished her by making her clean the side hall of the Yangsu Heavenly Palace until the Hunyuan jade belt was repaired. Yandan bid farewell to Immortal Lord Biming, who gave her a magical artifact. Yandan agreed to help him solve a chess puzzle before leaving, and also revealed that Ying Yuan was the villain who flipped the tortoise shell. While helping Immortal Lord Biming solve the chess puzzle, Yandan cursed Ying Yuan as a villain. Ying Yuan heard everything clearly and punished Yandan by making her copy the immortal technique and the chess puzzle. Yandan grew increasingly angry and went to Zixi and Lu Ming to vent her frustrations. She tried to reason with her, but Yandan remained resentful. The Firefly Fairy, realizing Ying Yuan wanted to cultivate Yandan's talents, assumed she was showing off and gave Zixi a sarcastic remark. Yandan decided to create a play based on the Ninefind clan, who were wiped out in the Great War of Creation. The script was titled The Legend of the Creation Heroes. She and Lu Ming discussed the outline of the script and then immediately gathered the fairy servants at the fragrant pavilion for rehearsals. Little Blackfish is the sole survivor of the Nine-Finned clan. He transforms into human form and accidentally witnesses Yan Dan rehearsing a Nine-Finned clan play, deeply moving him. The rehearsal ends very late, and Yan Dan continues to work late into the night. Little Blackfish secretly visits Yan Dan, wanting to know the play's future development. Yan Dan learns he is a descendant of the Nine-Fin clan and not only makes him her follower but also names him Yuhai too. Little Blackfish thinks this name doesn't sound good and insists on being called Yumo, which Yan Dan reluctantly agrees to. Yan Dan quickly repaired the jade belt, but Ying Yuan was not satisfied and told her to continue. Ying Yuan was racking his brains over an unsolvable chess puzzle when Yan Dan pointed out the key to the problem, earning Ying Yuan's admiration. Yan Dan personally cooked a late-night snack to share with Yumo, who praised her cooking skills. Yumo casually inquired about the script's progress, and Yan Dan gave a detailed explanation, which Yumo listened to with great interest. Yan Dan and Yumo went to the library to search for information about the Great War of Creation. They found that after the war, the Emperor brought the Kunlun divine tree back to the Nine Heavens. They were eager to see it, but Lu Ming desperately tried to stop them. The tree lived by absorbing spiritual energy, and once entangled, one would lose all spiritual energy and be severely punished. Yan Dan and Yumo ignored him and secretly went to the edge of the earth. They saw a celestial servant tightly bound by the vines of the Kunlun divine tree. The person lied that he had accidentally wandered into the edge of the earth, but Yan Dan saw through his lie at a glance because there were knife marks on the tree. The celestial servant wanted to steal the sap of the Kunlun tree to make elixirs. Yan Dan forced him to reveal the mastermind. Suddenly, the vines of the tree surrounded Yan Dan. Yumo rushed over to protect Yan Dan, but was entangled by the vines in the process. Upon hearing the news, Lu Ming rushed over and asked Yan Dan to find someone of high celestial rank to rescue Yumo. Without hesitation, Yan Dan went to find someone and encountered Jidu Xingjian. Jidu Xingjian intervened and rescued Yumo. Jidu Xingjian possessed great magical power, second only to the 4 great emperors, and was also humble. Yan Dan praised him highly. Yan Dan carved a lotus flower on Yumo's arm, promising to protect him at all costs. From then on, they would share both glory and hardship, warming Yumo's heart. Before her death, Si Juan colluded with Zan Yi of the Demon Clan, stealing many ancient magical artifacts and secretly bringing Demon Clan spies to the Nine Heavens. Ying Yuan discovered the spies were entering and exiting through the edge of the earth and petitioned the emperor to destroy them. Ying Yuan brought Jidu Xingjian to the edge of the earth and used the divine artifact, Li Chun, of the Zhaoshang emperor to clean it.
Jidu Xingjian wanted to seal the exit, but Ying Yuan quickly stopped him, intending to leave him as bait.
Ying Yuan and Jidu Xingjian discussed finding the other spies hidden in the Nine Heavens as soon as possible.
Jidu Xingjian discovered that the spies were disguised as celestial servants of the Maitreya Palace.
They lived in seclusion, never contacted anyone, and left no clues. The 2 of them then went to the Heavenly Street, a necessary route, to investigate. Ying Yuan discovered that there were 5 petaled plum blossoms carved on the palace wall, but only one had 6 petals. He removed the extra petal and found information with demonic writing on it. He then went to find the immortal Dao Ziki to decipher it. Yan Dan secretly brought Yumo to Taiyu Pavilion to make soup. Suddenly, she had the idea to teach Yumo self-defense magic. Yumo was dismissive, but couldn't resist her. Yumo's first attempt at the magic proved incredibly powerful. Before Yan Dan could think further, Immortal Lord Ziaiwahi of Taiyu Pavilion arrived with his attendants.
Yan Dan had no choice but to hide with Yumo. Immortal Lord Zaihui set up a barrier at the entrance, trapping them both inside.
Yan Dan decided to go out and apologize, promising to find a chance to rescue Yumo. Yan Dan reluctantly came out, lying that she had made soup for Ying Yuan, and that Immortal Lord Zaiwahai had come to Yangzhou Heavenly Palace to apologize to Ying Yuan, who was completely unaware of this. Yan Dan knelt on the ground, wailing and accusing Ying Yuan of lying and being heartless, and even dragged Immortal Lord Zai Wai to her defense, which frightened him so much that he fled. Yan Dan apologized to Ying Yuan, who punished her by making her copy spells in chess games. Yumo advised Yan Dan to leave as soon as possible, but Yan Dan wanted to stay and expose Ying Yuan's true colors. Yan Dan racked her brains and came up with a brilliant idea. To help the immortal turtle cultivate its immortal body and have it testify against Ying Yuan CZ, she consulted ancient texts and found a solution. Ignoring Yumo's objections, she administered acupuncture to the immortal turtle, causing it to faint on the spot. Yumo then used a clever trick to revive it. Early the next morning, Yan Dan discovered the immortal turtle had been turned over again. Enraged, she gritted her teeth and secretly vowed to teach Ying Yuan a lesson. While playing chess, Ying Yuan and Jidu Xingjun discussed how to capture the demon spies. Yan Dan brought them different teas, secretly drugging Ying Yuan's teacup. Ying Yuan immediately saw through the trick and wanted to exchange teas with Jidu Xingjun, but Yan Dan quickly stopped him. She had no choice but to get an identical cup of tea. Unwilling to give up, Yan Dan stole Ying Yuan's clothes while he was soaking in the hot spring. But Ying Yuan discovered her and humiliated her, making Yan Dan even more furious. Shortly after, Yan Dan repaired the Hunyuan jade belt and brought it to Ying Yuan. He forcibly put the Buli bracelet on her, which would repel her far away whenever she got close to him, much to her dismay.
Amassed an army of 100,000 and recruited soldiers everywhere.
Intending to conquer the immortal realm in one fell swoop.
The evil god Shuangshang vehemently opposed this,
And the two held firm to their positions, refusing to yield. Yan Dan tried to avoid Ying Yuan at every turn, but he remained relentless. Using the step separation bracelet spell whenever they met, Yan Dan was driven to despair by him, and had no choice but to seek advice from Lu Ming on a clever way to defeat him. Lu Ming suggested she use her beauty to seduce Ying Yuan, but this violated the heavenly laws. Unwilling to give up, Yan Dan attempted to ambush Ying Yuan, but was instead subdued by him. Ying Dang, formerly a celestial attendant in the Yangsu Heavenly Palace, was mentored by Ying Yuan and has now risen to the position of head of the Myofa Pavilion. She personally sewed a jade belt for Ying Yuan using the finest brocade and accessories, but Ying Yuan refused to accept it. Ying Dang repeatedly declared that Yan Dan was crude and unworthy to mend Ying Yuan's jade belt, insisting on using gold and silver thread to repair it. Just then, a celestial attendant delivered a copy of celestial scriptures transcribed by Yan Dan. Ying Dang was indignant, surprised that Yan Dan, of such low rank, could access such things. Just as she reached for it, the scraps of paper suddenly flew everywhere, scattering across the ground. It turned out that Yan Dan was manipulating things from outside the door, wanting to teach Ying Yuan a lesson. She was smugged and even left a note saying, "I won," to taunt him. Ying Dang was furious and demanded severe punishment for Yan Dan. But Ying Yuan was unmoved, forbidding Ying Dang from interfering in the affairs of the Yangsu Heavenly Palace and forcibly driving her away. When Ying Dang saw Yan Dan outside, she scoffed at her. Ying Yuan punished Yan Dan by making her copy the heart-cleansing mantra 10 times, making Yan Dan grit her teeth in anger. Yan Dan brought her celestial attendants to the Pixiang Palace to rehearse the script. Ying Dang and her group came to disrupt the rehearsal, forbidding Yan Dan from returning and even speaking rudely to her sister Jixi. Yan Dan was indignant and argued with her. In a fit of anger, Ying Dang attacked her. Yan Dan used all her spiritual power, but was still powerless to resist. Fortunately, Ying Yuan arrived in time to resolve the situation and gave Ying Dang a severe beating, forcing Ying Dang to leave in a huff. Upon hearing of the conflict between Yan Dan and Ying, Jixi came to comfort Yan Dan.
She stayed a short while before rushing off.
Determined to send the 7 damaged magical artifacts to Qianyan Palace that very night for unified incineration. Yan Dan, learning that the Ziwei bottle was among them, recalled that Jidu Xingjun and Ying Yuan had mentioned. The Demon Clan's use of the Ziwei bottle and the sap of the divine tree to concoct poisons. She guessed this was Ying Yuan's plan to lure the enemy out.
Worried about Jixie's safety, Yandan begged Ying Yuan to use someone else's bait.
And Ying Yuan, unable to resist her, finally agreed.
Ying Dang received Ying Yuan's secret order to obtain the 7 magical artifacts from Jixie and send them to Yangsu Heavenly Palace.
Suspecting that Yandan and Jixie had ulterior motives, Ying Dang slapped Jixie hard and casually mentioned that Yandan was delivering the artifacts for Jixie. Leaving Jixie puzzled, Yandan used a disguise technique to impersonate Jixie and escorted the 7 artifacts to Qianyan Palace.
Ying Yuan kept a close eye on Yandan's every move at Yangsu Heavenly Palace.
Jixie,
Worried, secretly followed Yandan to the outside of Qianyan Palace to see what was going on.
Immortal Lord Yanqi examined the 7 magical artifacts one by one. Yandan wanted to witness them being sent into the alchemy furnace. While everyone was distracted, Immortal Lord Yanqi secretly hid the purple star bottle in his sleeve, which Yandan saw entirely. Just then, Zishi was brought in. Immortal Lord Yanqi exposed Yandan's true colors and attempted to kill her to silence her. Zishi rushed forward and fought Immortal Lord Yanqi, but was quickly defeated. Yandan stepped forward to fight, and the two fought fiercely. Ying Yuan arrived just in time and easily subdued Immortal Lord Yanqi.
Terrified, Yandan clung tightly to Ying Yuan, revealing that the purple star bottle was in Immortal Lord Yanqi's possession. Yandan escorted Zishi back to the Myafa Pavilion.
She overheard, drowning his sorrows in alcohol. She went over to talk to him, and Ying Yuan, emboldened by the alcohol, opened his heart to Yandan, pouring out his pent-up anxieties and frustrations. A shooting star streaked across the sky, and Ying Yuan and Yandan made a wish together. Yandan prayed for her and her sister, as well as for their best friend. Ying Yuan's only wish was for peace in the 6 realms. He guessed that Yandan was filming to make a name for herself in the immortal realm, and Yandan admitted that it was all for Zishi's sake, so that she could gain a foothold. The emperor sent a celestial servant to invite Ying Yuan to discuss the interrogation of a demon spy. Yandan was so frightened that she hid to the side, and Ying Yuan immediately rushed over. Jadu Xingjun was about to descend to the mortal realm to cultivate, so he came to bid farewell to Ying Yuan, who gave him many instructions. Afterwards, Ying Yuan sent people to severely interrogate Yanqi Xianjian and other demon spies, but they refused to confess. Ying Yuan made careful arrangements and strengthened the defenses of Pixiang Palace, which Yandan used for filming. The manager of Pixiang Palace personally came to express his gratitude. What do you think Ying Yuan will do? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Dointa? Forget to like this video and subscribe so you dointa miss the next part of this epic story. Thanks for watching.